Hey everybody! Welcome to another episode of Trenny and C. I'm Trenny.
I'm C.
Okay, we are today.
Yeah.
Today is an exciting day in the world of whiskey lovers in British Columbia.
It's Whiskmas. Today
Merry,
it's Whiskmas Day.
Merry Whiskmas.
Yeah.
What that means is we have the premium spirit release that comes to the BC liquor stores, and we get a bunch of different
Bottlings,
spirits and bottlings of different things, and you have to line up at 8:30 in the morning or earlier, depending on
an ungodly hour.
Yeah, but I mean, in Vancouver, there's different stores that people line up like
Days
a
and
day
weeks.
or
no,
two before.
This year I read in the news that there were people there like 2 weeks ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know what is so good that you need to be there 2 weeks ahead, because some of the really good stuff is on lottery anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I think we actually scored one of the best things that you can get. And we just got there today at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So the situation was, like, every year we go to the spirit release together. This year, this guy gets stuck working.
I had to work today.
But
Saturday.
But we had a strategy going in.
Yeah.
And that was that for some reason, the Dunkin' store put out a list of what they were getting. No other store that I know of put out a list of what they were getting. So we kind of had advanced notice, knowing that the Dunkin' store had 4 of the 5 bottles that we wanted to get our hands on.
Yeah, we got the sneak preview.
Yeah, which made it really good for us to, like, kind of plan, because Dunkin', if you don't know, geographically, it's up island. It has a smaller population than, say, Victoria, but there is only one liquor store up there.
One BC liquor store.
Yeah. That carried the
government
spirit release.
Yeah.
But they have a really good selection, so we thought we might have better odds lining up there. So I came up, stayed at your place last night, and we, as you may or may not know, did a live stream, and we knocked out some review videos, had a really productive night, and then I, on my own, had to brave the premium spirit release on my own this morning.
And I'm just going to add something to kind of what you were saying earlier too, is just it being the only store in that part of the island to carry this thing. But it's because people like the manager there, Ken, are very passionate about whiskey.
Yes.
And if you get to know some of these people in your communities and talk with them, like me and him get together and talk once in a while about whiskey, and passionate people breed things like this where you get...
Yeah, he makes sure that it happens.
Sure it comes out. He called me.
Yeah. Oh,
he called me to be like, hey, I got the brochure with all the pre-release information. Come pick it up today. I was like, I'll be there.
What a good dude.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ken. So the whole point of this video is we're actually going to introduce the bottles that we chose. So the great thing about the spirit release, unique bottlings that... And the funny thing about whiskey is that something that's unique to us may not be unique to you. You may get it completely readily available in your area. But these are bottlings that for us, at least for us, they may only come here once a year, or they may only come here once ever.
Yeah, exactly. And some of these are very specific to just being released in the British Columbia liquor stores. Like they're bottled for it.
Yeah.
Just different things like that. So, should we just pull them out? Let's get started?
Okay, why don't you go first? Pull some out.
I'm going to pull this one out. This is probably the one that people, can get readily available. But this is Long Branch Wild Turkey.
It's Matthew McConaughey's whiskey.
Matthew McConaughey's whiskey. It even has his little signature right there. So we're kind of excited about this. This one's bottled at 43%. Wild Turkey does put out some excellent products. Their bottom shelf stuff isn't amazing, but their higher end stuff is quite good. So we don't know where this sits on that, but we're looking forward to trying it.
And for the last 3 years, we've purchased something Wild Turkey from the spirit release. The last 2 years in a row, we got Russell's Reserve bottlings. Yeah, we got that one last year.
We got this one last year.
Single barrel Russell's Reserve. So, which we really enjoy. And when we did our blind tasting, Wild Turkey 101 actually won the blind tasting.
That's a great whiskey.
You know what? I don't really think that you can go wrong for $61.99 for us.
For us, that's really good.
$61.99. That's and it's aged for a minimum of 8 years. So okay,
so it's got sort of like an age statement to it. That's very cool. Okay, why don't you?
What's it bottled at? Just can you tell us, or did you already?
Yeah, 43%.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's got nice. I like the bottle style and the actual the look of it, and the cork is nice and big and thick. Cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can pull up the next one.
Moving right along. This is the Highland Park Valknut, and
If that's how it's said.
yeah, maybe not.
Valknut.
I left a comment on Rob's Whiskey in the Six. He already reviewed this.
Oh, did he?
But I said, what an unfortunate name.
Yeah.
But this is the second part of a 3-part series that Highland Park is doing, and last year we got part 1, which was the Valkyrie. So we thought, you know what, we kind of have to get part 2.
And then a year from now, we will hopefully get part 3.
Yeah, and then we'll kind of like complete the trilogy and maybe do a little taste off between them.
And the big thing is that we are going to open them all. We drink them all. It's not like we're keeping it for anything. Here it is. Here, the Highland Park Valknut.
Yeah.
I'll read more. It was $89.
Yeah.
So it was.
And it's 46.8%.
46.8%. That's not bad at all.
Did you give a little close up on Matthew McConaughey's whiskey?
Yeah.
There it is.
There she blows.
The Volk Nut. I wouldn't want to bust a nut.
No, no, you're the one.
I wouldn't want to bust a Volk Nut.
Maybe. Maybe.
You would. That's going to be a tasting note. I just busted a Volk Nut. Let's put these back down here.
Okay.
Can I do this next one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. This next one is interesting, at least to us, because we had such an Indian summer this year.
We had
Indian summer.
We had a really good hashtag Indian summer.
And this is an exciting bottle. This is the only Indian whiskey that they came in with this year at the Premium Spirit release, and this is Rampur, and it is an Indian single malt whiskey, non-chill filtered. Oh, look at this. We haven't even opened this up. Smell the box, remember? We've had some stinky...
It's a little poopy, but it's not as bad as some.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. 43% V/V.
43% VV? Oh,
yeah, apparently.
V by volume?
So there's no ABV, it's just V/V. Sometimes these Indian whiskey packaging is just like
Indian whiskey packaging
terrible.
is god awful.
The nose on the packaging is disgusting.
It smells like.
But this is cool. This is interesting. This is a whiskey that's been around since 1943.
I can't stop smelling it.
I like the. It almost looks like a what do you call it?
Crown Royal bag.
Crown Royal bag, except it's got the nice tassels.
Cool. Okay.
Nice nipple tassels.
That's right. 43% Indian single malt. So gross, eh? Vintage select casks. Anyway, Indian whiskey is always young in age because the Angel's share is so aggressive on Indian whiskey. So, but it's like Taiwanese whiskey in that it ages super fast too. So, although this is a no age statement bottling, Indian whiskey kind of gets a free pass on that.
Yeah,
so.
That's true, and it does work really well with it too.
Yeah, and so we're excited about this just because we had quite a experience with Indian whiskey this summer, and we just kind of wanted to keep the education going. And there's not a lot of options to buy Indian whiskey, so when something new comes out that hasn't been available before, kind of want to jump on it.
Yeah, and I mean, do you remember what the price was on this?
This one was, I don't know what's in that book.
Yeah, probably is.
I think it was I want to say it was 109.
Okay.
I feel pretty good about 109.
109 is pretty
And
solid.
we'll tell you in the review, but I'm like 99% sure it was 109 plus tax. So anyway, that is bottle number 3. Very cool.
By the way, have you had a sip of what we're sipping on right now?
No, I can't.
We're just sipping on the Glenfarclas 8-year-old just for shits and gigs.
Speaking of shits,
it smells like it. Yeah.
Stinks.
Okay, get
Oh
that.
man, that's awful.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up this next one here.
Oh, it's so fecal.
We've got 2 more.
You can pick whichever one you want to
I'm
pull.
gonna pull this one.
What? Okay.
Well, I was just thinking that that's in my mind, the highlight.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
No, true. Yeah.
Well, you pull that one out.
Okay. I just think that you deserve to pull that one out.
Okay, and you deserve to pull that one out.
Okay. So this is one that we're very excited about. Some of you already have this bottle in because I've seen comments on the internet of people saying that they have it, but this is the Little Book Chapter 2, No Simple Task. So this is an awesome Booker's release, very exciting. Tell us a little bit about it.
8-year-old Kentucky straight rye whiskey.
Yeah.
40-year-old Canadian whiskey. 40-year-old Canadian whiskey.
You know what they've done? They've gotten rid of the glue.
Oh, and
they've actually put in a trick little shelf thing
that's
there.
not a bad idea. So, again, 8-year-old Kentucky straight rye, 40-year-old Canadian whiskey, and 13-year-old Canadian rye whiskey.
Wow.
So, this one is a full-out, for the most part, this is a rye. I don't think I even really realized it was a rye when we bought it, but that's really, really great.
So, sorry, was the Kentucky whiskey, was it bourbon or was it rye?
Kentucky straight rye whiskey.
Oh, wow.
And then 40-year-old Canadian whiskey. It just says Canadian whiskey, so it might have some corn in there. But the other part to it is a 13-year-old Canadian rye whiskey. Pretty interesting stuff, actually.
Very
it's kind of
exciting.
like when we bought, from one of the spirit releases, we bought the Wiser's Union 52.
Yes.
And that is... was a blend of Canadian whiskey and 52-year-old Scotch.
This is cool. 40-year-old Canadian?
Yeah. And 13-year-old.
So I'm guessing that 40-year-old's got to be the Canadian Club.
Maybe.
That would be my guess right now, but who's
But it's interesting that they've used the rye whiskey from the States, American rye whiskey. That is very cool. I think that's going to have some interesting characteristics to that one.
So that would mean that the 40-year-old Canadian whiskey, since they mentioned that it's not rye, would be a corn whiskey.
Probably.
So you're looking at a corn whiskey from Canada mixed with an American rye mixed with a Canadian rye.
Yeah.
That is wild.
It's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Very wild, yeah.
And as we know, Booker's do it right every time we've tried it. So we're just excited about this in general.
And we
look
actually...
at the packaging. So cool.
And think about Booker's rye, too, right?
And this was, so for historical value, when we go back and maybe buy some more versions of Little Book in the future, this one was $109.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to pull out this next one here.
So this is our final purchase.
There's that.
Oh my gosh, I almost dropped it. Our final purchase of the day, and this is one that you were particularly excited about. This was your choice.
This was kind of my big choice, and I think it's, we won't be let down. I can't imagine we would. This is the Old Pulteney. Woo! Old Pulteney, bottled or distilled 2004, bottled 2018. So that is 14 years old. It is a single cask. It is one of 281 bottles. It is 50.2%. This one checks every little benchmark. I'm sure it's most likely a natural color, non-chill filtered, all that good stuff. I'm just gonna pull the bottle out just to see what it looks like. Oh, good, we got all the receipts. Oh yeah. So it just looks like the regular Old Pulteney bottle.
But it's got all the deets.
But it's got all the details on
there.
there.
Is that a little bit of info on the back there? What's that little infographic?
Oh, just like what it tastes like and stuff like that. Their tasting notes. Cool.
But considering, you've got the regular Old Pulteney as a 12-year-old, and this is a step up to the up into the
14-year-old, and it's cask strength.
It really only has tasting notes in here, so.
Yeah.
And we paid $144.99 for this one.
Yeah, it was the steepest out of all of them.
Yep.
But I think out of everything that we saw that was in reasonable range to buy.
May I read those for a second?
It was definitely the best. Because, I mean, Old Pulteney puts out such a good product as it is. The 12-year-old's amazing. So I think for that price, compared to some of these other bottles in there that are like $4,000, and like the 25-year-old Old Pulteney in here is, where is it? 25-year-old Old Pulteney is $675. So for us to get this one for that price, I think is pretty good score.
Okay, so we went We went a little over budget.
Oh no.
So today, on these 5 bottles, take 10 off of that. So we spent 500 and $98.
Wow, almost $600.
$598 spent today.
$600 for 5 bottles of whiskey just seems crazy to me. Especially when like something like this guy's probably like $25 in the United States.
Yeah, probably $30. Yeah. But yeah, so we spent $600 today on 5 bottles.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Taxes in and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't regret a thing.
No, it's a great thing. It's really great.
I'm just going to tuck this back into here. So each week for the next probably 5 weeks or so, it might extend a little bit further, but we're going to unbox one of these each week. We'll give you a few little tasting notes, and then they will sit on the shelf awaiting their turn at a full review.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Subscribe, click like, and leave comments if any people from BC were there today.
Yeah, what did you get?
Tell us what you got, because it's always kind of fun to exchange those stories.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Cheers.
Cheersies.